The Master Zanoni acquired his Chaldean initiation in very remote ages. As a result, he preserved his youthfulness for thousands of years. Magnor, who was Zanoni's comrade, also lived through entire ages. These masters were invincible. Death could not do anything against them. They were citizens of an already disappeared ancient nation, Chaldea. What was their secret? What was their power? When arriving to this present chapter of this book, many uneducated surgeons of occult medicine will look at us with condemnation. With compassionate gestures, they will mock the Elixir of Long Life, and will consider these teachings senseless, since they feel they are something impossible for them. People have never comprehended, neither have they wanted to admit, that the Elixir of Long Life, the philosophical stone, and the clue of perpetual movement are found within the male testicles and within the female uterus. We have already said, and we will not tire of repeating, that the initiation is life itself, intensively lived, and that the human being's redemption exclusively lies in the sexual act. When our book, The Perfect Matrimony, started to circulate, then, as we had expected, many critics emerged who qualified us as pornographic. This was because the book was written in a simple language, which was at the reach of everyone's comprehension, and also because the clue of sexual magic was given. Nonetheless, we know that for the pure ones, everything is pure, yet for the impure ones, everything is impure. This is how the boasters of wisdom, the sick mystics, who through their morbid lubrication, which make them believe that they are super transcended, come to qualify us as materialists. Such individuals totally ignore that nothing can exist, not even God, without the help of matter. Some old rascals, filled with decrepitude and consumed by the passionate coitus, and some sanctimonious, extremely unsatisfied old women threw the book away horrified and qualified it as scandalous and pornographic. This is because humanity does not love good, but only evil. There were also some hallucinated mystics who pleaded in favor of an absurd type of chastity, which some religious sects preach, but do not practice. They ignore that nature is in rebellion against that harmful abstinence, which causes nocturnal pollutions and the decalcification of the organism through the urethra. Sickness is the consequence. Men were made for women and women for men, because nature is wise in its designs. What man and woman have to learn is to enjoy themselves without hurting each other, and the answer for this is sexual magic. During the act of love, the Gnostic couple transmutes their semen into atomic energy by restraining the sexual act. This energy then rises upwards towards their head, through certain spermatic canals. This is how the human being is converted into a god. This is not understood, cannot be understood, neither can it be explained by the pseudo-apostles of modern medicine, simply because they do not know the anatomy of the 7 bodies of the human being. They do not know about the occult chemistry or the ultra-biology of the interior organisms of the human being, which are the fundamental base of the hormonal life and of the endocrine glands. The Hindus gave the name Ida and Pingala to the spermatic canals through which the sexual energy internally rises towards the head. These are nervous cords, which are related with the vagus and sympathetic systems. These cords are entwined along the spinal column in the symbolic shape represented by the caduceus of Mercury. The human organism has its canals for the spilling of semen. However, it also possesses seminal canals through which the semen, when transformed into energy, rises from the seminal glands upwards towards the head. This is because the mass, semen, is always transformed into energy, as was already proven by the wise and great Einstein. This process is what we call transmutation. These ascending spermatic canals were in use by human beings in very ancient epochs. The doctors of medicine among the Indians of the Sierra Nevada from Colombia are still utilizing these canals ever since very ancient times. This is why they reach a very old age, maintaining a very lucid understanding, black hair, and intact dentures. Among these Indians, we frequently see their children reach the octogenarian and centenarian ages, while in our present civilization, the human being is already in decrepitude by the age of 70. There exists thousands of evidences in order to make the civilized and scientific person to think upon this particular matter. For example, an infant whose sexual energy has not yet been collected in his gonads has this energy latent in the entire organism. This is why if this infant is wounded, his body will heal more rapidly than the body of an adult, because the adult has been wasting his sexual forces since puberty. Moreover, the adult does not know how to handle his sexual energies, as is in the case of the infant. Great is the error which the youth commit, and also which their parents commit, when they allow their children to squander the sexual force in pleasures and disgusting habits. They need to be taught that the vital principle resides within this great force. It is true, as official science states, that sex is a biological function. Yet, the Decalogue teaches us with its 6th commandment that we must not squander the sexual force, because this force only accomplishes a constructive or creative function. Therefore, the liberty which the parents give to their children in order for them to freely fulfill their biological functions is not lacking of being in a crime committed against the youth. Sexual magic has the following advantages. 1. Husband and wife continue loving each other for life with grown intensity as if they were boyfriend and girlfriend. 2. It does not fill the spouse's lives with children. 3. Woman rejuvenates. She turns more beautiful and attractive every day because she is daily charged with powerful forces thanks to her husband. Aged men rejuvenates and does not ever get old because life is given to him through their creative forces. Thus, luck and happiness surround them everywhere. 5. The sense of clairvoyance is awakened in both, and so the veil of the invisible worlds is disclosed before their sight. 6. The sacred fire of the Holy Spirit illuminates them internally. 7. They unite themselves with their own intimate internal God. Thus, they convert themselves into king and queen of creation, with powers over the 4 elements of nature, which are earth, water, air, and fire. 8. They acquire the Elixir of Long Life, which resides in the Kundalini. 9. Death will be no more. All of this is a fact, in spite of the doctors who are consecrated by the materialist university. Heaven is taken by assault because heaven is for the courageous ones. The Gnostics, protected with their character shield of steel, grasp their sword of will, and as terrific warriors they hurl themselves into battle in order to take heaven by assault. We, the Gnostics, are human beings of great tempests, and within the explosion of thunder, we only understand the language of majesty. When the warrior is close to the initiation, then he can laugh at death with a guffaw that can shake all the caverns of the earth. Then he can have the right to the Elixir of Long Life, which is the potable gold and the liquid, flexible and malleable glass. He asks the lords of karma for additional years of life in order to pay his debts. This is how death and resurrection are achieved in his present incarnation, and how he is united with the intimate. Then, when his own karma is paid, he invokes the lords of karma in order to declare to them that he is resolved to remain in this world in order to work for humanity. Therefore, he remains with his physical body forever, till the end of all centuries. The masters Kuthumi, Mona, Saint Germain, etc. have physical bodies which have existed for thousands of years. All of them have an indescribable age. What would a master of major mysteries do if he had to constantly change his physical body? The founder of the College of Initiates is a Mahaguru who will remain with us until the last initiate has received his rank. The author of the Dayspring of Youth tells us that in Egypt there existed 2 masters who have a really indescribable age. He states that one of them is mentioned within very ancient religious scriptures. A master can preserve his physical body for millions of years because he possesses the elixir of long life, which resides in the Kundalini. The master keeps engendering his own body daily by means of his Kundalini. Thus, the cells of the body of a master never wither because the fire of the Kundalini does not allow them to do so. The Kundalini is then the elixir of long life. This fire is the potable gold of ancient alchemists.